Merry Christmas, everyone! Here is an idea for unique Christmas gifts. Join me. This is just a mini painting, and I'm using mixtures of ultramarine blue, Payne's grey, and a touch of ochre yellow. We're going to make a little snowy house. I'm just letting the colors flow and guiding it a little along the way. While the paper is still damp, I put in a few distant trees. Don't worry that it looks too dark. When it dries, it always dries lighter. For the trees, I'm using a rigger brush. I think it's a number 1, and it's a very old brush, but it's like a trusted friend. I love this brush. Couple more trees, and you will see once it's dry how much it has lightened. A few more distant trees, just impressions of trees really. And now I'm going to add a few highlights. For the highlights, I've used mixtures of ultramarine blue and a dash of Payne's grey. And I'm just putting little touches here and there to give the impression of shadows. And of course, it adds depth. It gives, it pushes back the distant trees when you add dimension like this. So you see how immediately the distant trees look even further back, because the trees that I have darkened now come to the forefront. I have masked out the roof with masking tape so that we can have a snowy roof. You'll see. Just a few more details. A few dark spots here and there, and in no time, the painting comes to life. For these darker accents, I've mixed in just a touch of green. Just to add a little more dimension to everything. These little mini paintings are beautiful gifts to give. And they're so much fun to make. And now for the fun part. Let's paint our house. For the house, I'm using a mixture of burnt sienna, a spot of red, and a little tiny bit of transparent orange. I forgot I need to add a window on the top right there. I've just scratched out a bit of the paint because I want to give the impression of a little window on the top. I might add hints of neutral tint as well. That's my little window right there. And I'm going to add a few highlights. That's a tiny dash of neutral tint to my mixture. And of course, a slight shadow under the roof. I'm going to remove the masking tape now. Do you see the snowy white roof? Let's give it a little bit of shadow. Some shadow in the snow. I'm just scraping my brush here and there, and a little bit of shadow of the house in the snow. Just an impression of it. A snowy background. A few highlights here and there. Nothing too much. I'm going to add a few details to the house now. Just giving an impression of a wooded cabin. Again, I'm using my rigger brush to do this. Adding the window panes, and I will add a little definition to the window as well. A little doorway. Nothing too much, just a simple splash of color. Just dabbed out some extra color. Snowy steps leading to the house. A few stones nearby. And how about a little fence? A tiny little wooden fence, just to give it a little more interest. A few more finishing touches, and we are nearly done. I hope you enjoyed this little painting. Do give it a try. Once it's all dry, I will put it in a little frame, and it will be another Christmas gift. I take this opportunity to wish each and every one of you a very happy Christmas. And I hope 2025 brings you much joy. Let us all have a wonderful new year. Thank you for all your support.